It is important to be in the feeling of how your desire feels when it is fulfilled, to be in the feeling of the end of reaching your goals. And the key is to recognize that you're not assuming that the desire has been fulfilled when your real world isn't showing that, because it's hard for people to be delusional, which is, unless, I mean, if there's something wrong with you, then you will have no problem being literally delusional. But for most normal people who are healthy, you're not going to want to be delusional. So that's just a good sign. All you're doing is assuming that the desire you have, because you have it, because there's a part of you that thinks you can have it, all you're doing is assuming that you will have it. You're not assuming that you have it now. You're assuming that you will have it, and therefore, because you know you will have it, you are resolving, you're telling yourself to live in the feeling of having the thing that you desire. Because really, that feeling of having what you desire is the feeling that's going to make what you want to have come to you as what you will have. And that's why you see there's people who never try to formally learn anything like this, yet they still are able to get what they want in life, and people wonder how. It's like they don't know any of these quote unquote spiritual techniques to get what they want, or techniques for manifestation. And I mean, there's really no technique. You just have to just live life. But for people who want a formal way, step by step, how to do things, you just need to understand that it's not working on a time basis, it's working on a space basis. And what I mean by space basis is your physical body occupies space. So what is your body feeling in this space? What are you feeling in this current space right now? If you're feeling calm, then the feelings of the desires that you have that will bring you calm, you'll receive those things so that your physical life can match it. And so it's not your job to figure out how your physical life can match it. Yes, you should keep going in life to do the things that will give you that calm. So if there's things in the physical world that you can do that will give you that calm, and yes, on some tangible level it'll help you achieve your goals, then do those things. But it's not to say that that will be the thing that will help you get your desires. Like, you could say, okay, I want $1 million, so I'm going to get this job and get these skills, and that job and those skills can help you get there. But maybe it's some of the money from your job that you put in an investment that gets you the million, not the job itself. Maybe you take some money and you go on lunch break with some friends and you buy a sandwich at the local shop and you play the lotto and you win. Maybe you buy a scratch ticket and you win Lucky for Life, and now you're getting hundreds of thousands a year for winning a game. Maybe someone brings to you a business opportunity to invest in them at an early stage, and it doesn't cost much, and you happen to have that extra money because of your job. Um, Whatever. Like, it doesn't have to come the way you imagine, is the point I'm trying to make. Maybe you go into a pawn shop and you have an interest in antiques and collectibles, and you see something that looks interesting and you don't know if it's worth anything, but you buy it, get it for cheap, and then a year or two later, or maybe not even, maybe a few months later, you research and go to some uh, experts who would understand what the good is about that you purchased, and they say it's worth millions of dollars and you only paid a couple hundred or a couple thousand. So it's like, thinking about the way that you're going to get your desires fulfilled isn't useful. And if anything, it's just going to make you anxious. What you really want to do is just focus on the feeling of having, or of having what it is that you want. And really, that's focusing on a state of being. So that's why I said it's not about the time, because the time, there's things that you may think, oh, well, I can't tell if I'm making progress because I'm not seeing progress. But that's a three-dimensional time-based measure of whether or not progress is being achieved. When in reality, what's happening is things in the spiritual realm are moving behind the scenes, and you're most likely not going to notice those things are moving until after they've moved, until after you get over the hump of whatever it is that you were working to overcome. So just focus on your state of being and let that be how you demonstrate your faith, because that's going to be the most important part to receiving what you want. And without having the faith, without being comfortable in the state of being of your desire, it's going to take longer for you to receive what you imagine, or even may never come, depending on how much resistance you put. Because that's really all it is when you're not able to be in the state of being of what you desire, you're putting up resistance. So people think, well, I do all these things, I do all the techniques, and I do everything right. And it's like, are you constantly staying in the state of being of who it is you say you want to be? The millionaire version of yourself, does that person get anxious over the things that you're getting anxious over now? Yes? Okay, most likely it's no. And if that's the case, then it's like you being anxious is not attracting that money to you. Are there anyone who has financial surplus or abundance who is anxious over these types of things? No. So that's what you want to focus on. And just, yeah, easier said than done. You just have to take it day by day. And sometimes moment by moment, really. Not even day by day. But what you'll notice is sometimes, some moments, you're able to bounce back from a bad moment where you're feeling negative, and you're able to bounce back in seconds, minutes, and other times it might take you hours and days. And really, you just want to get to the point where you're able to bounce back in seconds, or not even get taken off track. And the more you can do that, the better. You could break something that you value. You just take a deep breath. I think breathing is a helpful tip. Take deep breaths when things stress you out, so that way you can really reflect and think, what is this doing to my state of being? Is this energy, this feeling that I'm embodying, is this helping me? Is this bringing me closer to where I want to be? And if it's a no, then you'll realize you need to recalibrate. So yeah, that's why you're probably not seeing what you want to see in the physical, but that's also what you do to address it.